Anthony Slater here, seated in the Phillips Arena seats post-game after, what was a 106-100 Thunder loss to the Hawks tonight. Not a terrible loss for the Thunder. I'd say probably their most understandable of the 7 losses so far this season. They came out, they weren't good early. The defense I thought was kind of sluggish early on. The offense, they missed a lot of open shots they usually hit. They let Kyle Korver get open for some threes. Al Horford hit a couple threes. Paul Millsap. But then they stormed back. They went to their small lineup that I think we're going to see more and more with Durant at the 4, Ibaka at the 5. Closed the first half on an 18-3 run. Held it close into the fourth quarter. Westbrook went off for 17 of his 34 points in the fourth. And then, they had a 96-92 lead late. And then the Hawks kind of closed out on a 14-4 run. More defensive lapses late, particularly by Anthony Morrow let Jeff Teague slide by for a layup, and then they brought in Andre Robertson, defensive specialist, who actually had a pretty rough night. The Thunder were outscored by 26 points in his 16 minutes. He gave up the game-sealing layup to Teague again for the Thunder loss. Snaps a 4-game win streak, first loss since Durant returned from a hamstring injury, but not awful. Here's Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Billy Donovan talking about tonight's loss.
Your guys fought back. How hard was it to overcome that first quarter deficit and also at the beginning of the second half?
Well, I think, obviously we didn't want to start the game that way. But I think that last 3 minutes of the second quarter, we got to the free throw line, we got the ball to the deep paint, we got fouled, and we were able to cut the lead to 1. They started off the second half, we had, I thought, 3 really, really good looks that didn't go down. And I think they started the game 4-for-4 to start that third quarter. Kind of dug ourselves a hole again. We battled back in close, and then we had a couple plays, a couple shots we didn't make. They made some free throws and made some shots, some plays coming down the stretch.
Yeah, ultimately in the fourth quarter, what was the difference? What were they able to exploit?
Well, one is I didn't think we shot the ball particularly well. I thought we had some missed opportunities to come up with some defensive rebounds, some loose balls hurt us. I thought Russell carried us offensively in that fourth quarter, really kind of getting us back to tied, maybe up by 2. And then we had some plays like Kevin made a great play to surge underneath the basket, and I don't know if he lost the ball going up. We just couldn't make some shots and finish some plays that we needed to, and then obviously Teague made a layup, kind of drove through and got that layup to kind of create a little bit of distance there. But our guys kept fighting and battling to stay in the game.
You mentioned Teague. Those were probably the 2 biggest shots of the game were his layups. You put Dre in on one. It just kind of a matter of him just breaking them down.
Yeah, obviously he's really good with the basketball, and Dre, I got a lot of confidence in him. That's why I was in there, because I really believe he can do that. And he got maybe taken one way, and kind of Teague came back, I think, coming to his left, and was able to get to the front of the rim. So it was a really good dribble move by him. I'm sure Dre would like to have had that one back, defensively. But give Teague credit for breaking our defense down and getting to where he needed to get to.
Was it just kind of a rough night for Dre defensively overall? I mean, I think he lost Korver a couple times on some threes late in the first half.
Yeah, a couple times there when they were in some 2-3, 1-3 action. We did lose them a couple times, and I thought we lost a couple guys a few times. They missed, I thought, there in that first, middle of the second quarter, a lot of 3-point shots where they did a good job finding the open man. They just didn't go down for them. We went to a small lineup and switched to try to stay home and take away the 3. I thought that helped us get back in the game there at the end of the half. But I think Korver breaking free a few times. It wasn't just Dre, he got off on some screens too, and he also missed some shots. He didn't have a great shooting night, Kyle, but he made, I thought, some timely ones, off a couple of staggers there in the second half.
What was it like going against Al Horford? First time?
Well, I didn't have to block him out. I didn't have to try to score on him. I love Al. I'll always be indebted and grateful for him and so many others for what they did for me in Florida at that time. And he's obviously having a great career. I'm happy he's back healthy. I know he's had to battle some health injuries. He takes care of himself, and I just wish him nothing but the best.
Is there anything, either strategically or the execution standpoint, that was better in that last 2 minutes of the first half, and then later in the fourth quarter when you guys made that run, that push?
I thought our guys did a good job coming out of timeouts, paying attention, because we were kind of, I was kind of throwing some things at them that we really hadn't seen before, and I thought they did a really good job executing. You know, the one side of the bounds, Kevin got it, made a good pass to Serge, who wasn't able to finish, but we got a good look. Kevin, I thought, did a great job faking a handoff, driving to the basket. We cut it to 2. They did some really good things coming out of the timeouts, in my opinion. The one that was tough was when we got down to 13 or 14 seconds, and we needed to take either a quick 2 or a 3. And you know, I think Russell came off for a handoff and got it back, and really the clock was winding down at that point in time. He didn't have much of a decision to make. But I thought our guys, for the most part, we did some good things. I just think there was some plays we probably would have liked to. You know, I mentioned Andre. You know, that defensive play. I think there's a couple of times where we turned it over a little bit. There's just some plays we probably would have liked to have gotten back.
How you feel out there in that fourth quarter?
Me?
Yes.
I felt great. You know, we had something going. You know, we started off a little slow when we got it going there in the middle of the quarter and was able to make it a game. We just didn't finish it out. You know, they made some big plays.
What were you guys able to figure out, particularly like towards the end of that second quarter and that third quarter?
We just upped our intensity. You know, we just locked in on a few of their plays and was better at coverages. So, you know, we played together, man. We played with passion. We played with aggression, and we did that for the rest of the game.
What happened early defensively was just like some breakdowns.
Yeah, a couple of breakdowns that we went over that we just didn't get corrected during the game. But once the game was over, we figured it out.
You talking about team, or it's just?
No, just a few of their sets that they run, but we had to sniff out a little better than we did. Once the second quarter came around, I think our second unit did a good job of setting the tone, and we kind of had a better game after that.
You guys are 18 games in, new head coach. How is the adjustment to Donovan been, and how are you guys kind of picking up his system and what he wants?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, we're still learning. You know, we definitely gotten better over these last couple weeks. And defensively, I thought we were good tonight after the first quarter. You know, we held them, I think, 43% shooting. A team that good, that's pretty good defensively. We was able to go small and switch on the defensive end. You know, so coach has been putting in some good sets for us on offense and some different schemes on defense, and we've been getting better at it.
How far away is this team from being where it wants to be as far as?
I mean, we just got to take it a day at a time. We just got to continue to work. It's a tough loss for us tonight, but something we can learn from and get ready for the next game.
When you do go small, how much do you take it upon yourself, you know, to block shots like you did tonight, you know, really ramp it up defensively?
Oh, yeah, my teammates trusted me to guard 1 through 5 at that point, so I have to really be locked in and not worry about the offensive end because that's going to come, but defensively, make sure I know all the coverages, make sure I know who I'm guarding, and make sure I help my teammates. So, you know, tonight I could have been a lot better than something to learn from, but that's a tough team to guard. And I think in the second half, actually, we did a decent job.
Feel good to get, you know, I think you blocked Horford twice on isolation postings. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I use my length to my advantage. I'm not the strongest, and Horford is really, really strong down there, so I just try to use my length. He made some tough shots on us all night, but he's a great player, max player in this league, so we got to live with some of those, but I was just trying to fight and play my hardest.
You guys locked in and be ready to play. You had a chance to win the game. We just put ourselves in a little hole, had to fight back.
I know you wanted this win, but in the fourth quarter, you really went on a tear there. What was going through your mind when you were going to try to
Just try to keep us in the game. Just take an opportunity they gave me and try to find a way to win.
A couple breakdowns there in the fourth quarter. What do you guys want to shore up?
Just being disciplined on what we're supposed to do defensively. And hopefully we can get to that point where we don't give up some mishaps towards the end of the game.
Seemed to be a switch flipped at the end of that second quarter. What changed for you all in those final 3 minutes of the first half?
Being physical. We were physical and fast stops. It's not many teams that can score on us when we're doing what we're supposed to do. So.
Was there anything over the course of the game that you recognized that allowed you to be so successful in the fourth?
I read the coverages and kind of see how teams are guarding. A lot of times they was going under me, and I just try to find a way to get to mid-range and find a way to get a shot.
You guys are right at a quarter way of the season. How has the adjustment to Billy Donovan been for you guys so far?
It's been good, man. We all adjusting. Everybody's adjusting and trying to find our way. We've been in a good spot. Getting better long season. We're going to be all right.
And obviously, with you and Durant, I mean, obviously you guys have played together a lot, but over the past couple of years, not as much just due to injuries and timeout. How's it been for you guys still kind of trying to figure things out together, particularly in the fourth quarter?
I don't understand what you're asking me.
I'm saying as far as, like, you know, who gets the ball, who gets certain scoring situations, like figuring that kind of thing out.
We figured out. We've been playing with each other for 8 years.